A homily for the third Sunday of Easter. I am going fishing. Sounds like something you see on a bumper sticker, and it has a single theme. I feel lost, and I don't know what to do to help myself, so I am going fishing, where maybe I can find some peace. This was Peter's situation. He and the rest of the disciples had followed Jesus through Jesus' public ministry, though without much understanding. They were disquieted by Jesus' predictions of his own death. Then the persecutions, the public baiting, the secret plots. Then the triumphal entry into Jerusalem, the devastating events of Holy Week, and finally, Jesus' death and burial. Why am I doing this? Peter must have thought. Was that guy for real? Was he a genius manipulator, a wannabe cult leader? Was I a sucker? Then Peter and the others saw Jesus walk through the wall. Maybe it made things better, but as likely it added to the sense of craziness. I am going fishing, Peter said. We will come with you, the others said. For the Israelite people, the Sea of Galilee and the Mediterranean were hostile places. They all knew the story of Jonah, of the Leviathan and other sea monsters. Exodus tells us that the Israelites crossed the Red Sea on dry land. Same for crossing the Jordan into the Promised Land. Dry land was safe, water was dangerous. So why go fishing that night in the dark? They were fishermen who had fished at night before, but they were also running away. They were retreating. A retreat is a military tactic that allows an army a chance to rest up, to regroup, rethink their strategy, and re-embark on their mission. U.S. businesses and government offices make retreats. You and I do too, and all for the same reason. Now that Lent and Holy Week are over, now that spring seems finally to be coming, now that we have a little space to breathe, we might realize that we need a retreat too. A little too much exposure to the daily news reports, and you and I might be saying to ourselves, maybe we should run away, not just to rest and reflect and retreat, but to run away. But where to? The disciples ran to what they knew, fishing, which they could do in the dark, but which brought its own risks. No fish, which meant no income, and no sustenance. But then, when everything was at its darkest, an amazing thing happened to them, and it can happen to us. An unexpected light appeared. Something unanticipated, unplanned happened that offers a ray of hope. A figure whom Peter does not recognize appears on the shore amidst some light. Once recognized, the figure takes the form of the one they had known and loved. Suddenly, their work became productive. The fires were lit, the food prepared, and their bellies filled. And the central message was heard anew: believe in me and follow me. This message comes to us at multiple times in our lives, in multiple settings, but always for the same purpose: to shine God's light into our darkness. This darkness might be frightening on a broader scale when, say, the economy goes into recession, or the COVID pandemic hits, or a loved one dies. Or the darkness can be a potentiality of which the rewards and benefits remain unknown, like your wedding day, or the first day of a new job, or the day of my confirmation as a Catholic, which happened 34 years ago, 2 Thursdays ago. The light can take many forms, sometimes only a glimmer. The process that led to my confirmation 34 years ago started one Saturday night when a friend took me to Mass at St. Matthew's Cathedral in Washington. He wasn't trying to convert me. He was going to Mass because he was Catholic, and that's what Catholics do. My experience at that Mass, and the several that followed, was that I had never seen anything so strange. People standing, sitting, kneeling, standing again in no recognizable pattern. Yet something in the experience glimmered at me, and I returned, soon to talk with the priest presider, till a year later I was confirmed. We proceed day by day in faith and hope, seeking the glimmer that offers hope. Yet there are no guarantees. Darkness and death come in many forms, as it did to Jesus. Betrayal, antagonism, dislike, and many others. Those with whom we are in relationship can betray us. Our bodies can betray us. Other people's antagonisms, jealousies, rivalries, and machinations can obstruct, harm, or kill us. Mother Nature can kill us or bless us. We appreciate the light because we know the dark. We want to hold on to the light because we fear the dark. In the darkness, we must hold on to the promise that Peter and the disciples discovered. The darkness can be very great and very bewildering, but in that darkness, they are never, and we are never alone. And in the darkness, we may find hope and a way forward. The promise, do not be afraid. I am with you always. Let's ask the Spirit to help us hear that promise anew today, to respond anew, and to move forward in faith, if not by sight.